What if I told you that beneath the Golden Gate Bridge, the bustling streets of downtown, and even Alcatraz, there's a sleeping giant? Not an earthquake fault line, but something far more primal. Picture this: the San Francisco skyline, all gleaming glass and steel, with cable cars clanging and fog rolling in. Now imagine peeling back the surface like a map, revealing a secret geological cross-section, a maze of ancient magma chambers and volcanic rock hidden deep below. San Francisco, the city we think we know, sits on a volcanic past that's been quietly ignored, overshadowed by its more famous seismic risks. But these dormant giants aren't just a quirky footnote in the city's history. They could hold clues to the Bay Area's future. Let's dive into this hidden world, uncover the evidence right under our feet, and explore what it means for a region already dancing with danger. San Francisco is synonymous with earthquakes, thanks to the San Andreas Fault and its restless neighbors. But volcanoes? That feels like something for Hawaii or Iceland, not the Bay Area. Yet the geological record tells a different story. Millions of years ago, the region was a hotbed of volcanic activity, part of a dynamic tectonic dance as the Pacific plate slid under the North American plate. This subduction process birthed volcanoes across what's now Northern California, and some of their remnants lie closer to San Francisco than you'd think. The evidence starts with the rocks themselves. Geologists have long studied the Franciscan complex, a jumbled mix of oceanic crust and sedimentary rock that forms much of the Bay Area's bedrock. Within this complex, they've found telltale signs of volcanism. Pillow basalts, formed when lava erupts underwater and cools into bulbous shapes, and tuffs, layers of compacted volcanic ash. These rocks, dating back roughly 150 million years, suggest that the area was once peppered with volcanic activity, likely tied to submarine volcanoes or island arcs. While these ancient eruptions happened long before San Francisco's foggy hills took shape, their legacy persists in the city's foundation. Take a closer look at some iconic spots. The Marin Headlands, just across the Golden Gate Bridge, are a geologist's playground. The rugged cliffs there contain greenstone, a type of altered basalt linked to ancient volcanic activity. Similarly, Angel Island, a short ferry ride from the city, has outcrops of serpentinite and other volcanic-derived rocks. Even Alcatraz, the infamous island prison, sits on a foundation that includes traces of this fiery past. These aren't active volcanoes today, but they're remnants of a time when molten rock shaped the region. So, where exactly are these dormant giants? The term might conjure images of conical peaks ready to erupt, but San Francisco's volcanic story is subtler. The city itself doesn't sit on a classic volcano like Mount Vesuvius. Instead, the volcanic features are buried, fragmented, and eroded, woven into the complex geology of the Bay Area. To understand them, we need to zoom out and look at the broader region. One key player is the Berkeley Hills, east of San Francisco. These hills are home to the Moraga Formation, a geological unit packed with volcanic rocks like rhyolite and basalt, formed about 10 million years ago during a period of intense volcanic activity. The nearby Sibley Volcanic Regional Preserve offers a glimpse into this past, with exposed lava flows and volcanic tuff that tell a story of eruptions long silenced. While these hills aren't about to spew lava, they're a reminder that the Bay Area's crust has a volcanic streak. Closer to the city, Twin Peaks, those iconic hills offering postcard views of downtown, also hold volcanic clues. The rocks here include chert and basalt, tied to the same Franciscan complex that hints at ancient underwater eruptions. Geologists believe these formations are part of a larger volcanic system that once dotted the region, now eroded and displaced by millions of years of tectonic grinding. But what about beneath the city itself? Deep below San Francisco, seismic imaging has revealed anomalies that could point to ancient magma chambers or intrusive igneous rocks, molten material that cooled before reaching the surface. These structures, while long dormant, suggest that the city's foundations are more complex than a simple fault-riddled crust. The idea of a sleeping giant isn't just poetic, it's a nod to these hidden features that shaped the landscape we walk on today. You might be thinking, okay, so there's some old volcanic rock under the city, big deal. But this hidden history isn't just a geological curiosity. It has implications for how we understand the Bay Area's dynamic crust. San Francisco already lives with the constant threat of earthquakes, with the San Andreas and Hayward faults looming large. Adding a volcanic dimension complicates the picture, even if the risk of an eruption is vanishingly small. For one, the presence of volcanic rocks affects how the ground behaves during earthquakes. Volcanic rocks like basalt are often harder and more brittle than sedimentary layers, which can influence how seismic waves travel. In a major quake, areas underlain by these rocks might experience different shaking patterns than softer, sediment-filled zones like the Marina District, which famously suffered during the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake due to its unstable landfill. Understanding the distribution of volcanic bedrock could help refine seismic hazard maps, potentially saving lives and infrastructure. Then there's the question of geothermal energy. Volcanic regions, even dormant ones, often have elevated heat flow from the Earth's interior. While the Bay Area isn't Yellowstone, with its geysers and hot springs, there's potential for low-grade geothermal resources in areas like the Berkeley Hills. Tapping into this could offer a sustainable energy source, though it would require careful study to avoid triggering seismic activity. A real concern in a fault-heavy region. Finally, there's the wild card. Could these dormant giants ever wake up? The short answer is no, at least not in the way we think of active volcanoes. The tectonic setting that fueled volcanism millions of years ago has shifted, and the Bay Area is now dominated by strike-slip faults rather than subduction zones. But never is a risky word in geology. The Clear Lake Volcanic Field, about 100 miles north of San Francisco, is considered potentially active, with eruptions as recent as 10,000 years ago. While it's far from the city, it's a reminder that the region's volcanic story isn't entirely closed. To piece together San Francisco's volcanic past, geologists have played detective, combining fieldwork, lab analysis, and cutting-edge tech. Out in the field, they scramble over rocky outcrops in places like the Marin Headlands or Ring Mountain in Marin County, where pillow basalts and serpentinite tell a story of ancient seafloor volcanism. In the lab, they use radiometric dating to pin down the age of these rocks, confirming their Jurassic and Miocene origins. Seismic imaging has been a game changer, letting scientists peer beneath the surface without drilling. By analyzing how sound waves bounce off underground structures, they've mapped potential magma chambers or intrusive rocks deep below the Bay Area. These studies are ongoing, but they've already revealed a crust far more complex than previously thought, a patchwork of ancient volcanic and tectonic activity. Publicly accessible spots like Sibley Volcanic Regional Preserve or Point Reyes National Seashore offer a chance to see this history up close. At Sibley, you can walk trails surrounded by volcanic rocks, some with visible flow patterns frozen in time. Point Reyes, meanwhile, has exposures of the Franciscan complex that hint at the region's submarine volcanic roots. These places make the geology feel real, not just a diagram in a textbook. San Francisco's volcanic past flips the script on how we see the city. It is not just a place of fault lines and foggy charm. It is a landscape shaped by fire, cooled and buried over millions of years. This hidden history adds depth to the Bay Area's story, reminding us that the ground beneath our feet is a living, evolving thing. It's a call to look closer, to question what we think we know, and to appreciate the forces that built this place. For the future, these dormant giants urge us to stay curious and vigilant. They influence how the ground shakes, hint at untapped energy, and remind us that the Earth is never truly still. Next time you're crossing the Golden Gate Bridge or hiking Twin Peaks, imagine the molten forces that once churned below. San Francisco's not just built on dreams and tech, it's built on fire, and that's a story worth telling.